to talk about today, I'm not going to talk about the Slater and Gordon Russell and Walker deal. I'm going to leave that to the bar later on if anyone wants to ask me any questions. We'll really talk about the sort of general marketing behind looking at a legal business and how you might position yourselves to win work. In terms of, I just show this slide now. Basically, these are my views. These are Russell Jones and Walker's views. So if you want to collar me afterwards, I'm more than free to do that. For me, marketing is a science. I've worked within the marketing profession for the best part of 20 years. And whilst a lot of people, particularly in the legal profession, think that marketing is about putting pretty pictures onto letterheads, onto literature, putting TV adverts together and sticking them on TV, it's a lot more than that. Yes, there's a creative element to it, but ultimately, there is a science and there is a process. And marketing isn't an end in itself, it is just the means to an end. And it is typically, as a number of people have said today, it's very much about your customer. So, in fact, one of those most important rules, talking about your customers, I'm going to look at you as my audience. I just want to get a quick gauge. How many of you are claimant lawyers? Just a quick poll. Good, 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 good. How many of you defending lawyers? There's probably very few of you left. Insurers? One or two. Medical professionals or physiotherapy specialists? Great, good. Well, that means actually, because most of this, the next sort of 20 minutes or so is pretty much looking at the marketing of a law firm as opposed to any of the other services. I've got a load of slides. I'm going to get through these very, very quickly. I'm going to show you some numbers first and foremost. I'm just going to ask you a number of business questions, and those are questions that people have already been asking throughout the day, so you'll recognise a number of them. There's a bit of boring theory. Then there's a question that I'm often asked: how much should I spend? What's that versus my turnover? But then sort of look at, before you go out and spend any money, because believe me, marketing people can spend money particularly quickly. You know, what should you do before you spend it? And then what should you spend it on? And then how should you review it? So here are some numbers. Some of you may recognise a number of these. They've been quoted before. I think it was Robert Quindell quoted £3.5 billion worth of money in the personal injury sector. Now that is a combination of claimant and defendant, and also counsel's fees. In terms of the number of people that are in this particular sector, Kerry quoted 4,000, I think it's PI claimant firms. There's probably 6,300 in total firms working within the personal injury sector. And actually 86% of those have less than 4 partners, so they are really quite small. On top of that, you've got, as Ron mentioned from the PI Association, there are 2,500 personal injury claims management companies that are authorised. And everybody is chasing just over 980,000 personal injury claims. Now, just to break that down a little, because I think this is quite important. You're looking at just around 790,000 RTAs, 81,000 employment liability cases, 95,000 public liability, and just over 13,000 clinical negligence. And those are the most recent data monitor figures that were released probably only 2 or 3 weeks ago. What you've got there is, with the claim management companies and the personal injury sector, you've also got this huge amount of money being spent to try and attract those people, on top of all the activity the insurers do for third-party capture. It's a very, very busy marketplace. And just one point I wanted to add in there, in the grey box, we've all talked about distressed purchase, infrequent purchase, considered purchase. But at the end of the day, the legal sector, and this is some information that YouGov released in 2010, 15.5 million people may have used a law firm once in the last 3 years, but only 7 million have used one twice in the last 10. And that's quite incredible. It means that we are fighting or looking at people typically will probably spend very little time with us once we have sold.